Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello, and how are my lovelies, my beauties, my royalty? Okay. Well, first, gonna make sure I don't forget to invite you to the Patreon because on there I have so much evidence of the dating nightmares and the ABUSC, the harassment, and like just the revolting, awful, terrible messages that I get. And I'm uploading a lot more, but it's like I keep thinking like I haven't uploaded some of them because I probably won't because well it's like with some of them, I might be, like, let's just say, letting out information they're not ready to let out, except if they're disgusting. And when I say disgusting, I mean if they're calling me the N word and then they're doing, like, yeah, with them, I don't care. And the Republicans were then saying I'm a slave and I should pass away. Like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. So. But yeah, you're more than welcome to see my collection. It's growing almost every day. I want to say every day. I used to say, but yeah, trying like if you've been listening, you already know the greeting cards, the candles, the novels, the children's books, and everything like that. Like trying to get the website and just everything together. And it's really funny because while I was like a few months ago when I was mapping out my business plan and everything, I am now seeing other people with candle businesses doing some of the ideas, and I'm just like, oh, okay. But now people might think I'm copying off of that, like, but I'm not. And like with my MBA and with researching and like I've been working on my business plan and my ideas for years. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting, but at the same time since my products are totally different from theirs and since I have different themes and things going on around it, it's just like a component that we have in common, but the demographic and the atmosphere and just the layout will be totally different. So, but yeah, that's part of running a business. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I'm so excited about saving money each month so I can slowly get my books off of Amazon. If you've been listening to the over 700 episodes, you already know why I quickly just started, like, because I didn't follow any of my business plans with it. I was just like, okay, I have to get these out as quickly as possible. It relates to the terrible medical experiences that I've had and what some of the doctors said to my face in front of me. And later was like, oh, it was just a guess. I didn't, yeah. They scared the bejesus out of me. So, yeah. But then even years later, like they don't, in my opinion, just in case I have to say, in my opinion, Amazon doesn't give a crap about me. The way they've treated me over the years and the amount of times I've had to call, like, if you only knew the amount of times I had to call them, if I could get money for each time I've had to call them, I would already be able to probably republish two and maybe three of my books. Yeah, that's how bad. Because they don't care about me, and I can say that fast. Because the way, like, as a self published author and trying to start a business, like, you would think, oh, like this company would be like, oh, okay, you know what? We're gonna make sure we do the best that we can for her because one day she might end up like if she meets the right, it's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know and stuff. If she bumps into the right people who either want her book or invite her to something, and then like all of a sudden tons of books are sold under us, then we can profit. And or like they don't think about the what ifs. A lot of them think about who's giving us money now, who do we care more about, who are we going to profit the most of. Capitalism over heartbeats. And speaking of heartbeats, yeah, I hope South Park goes over this again because they did several years ago. And yes, my episodes are messy. They are as messy as my life. But yes, trying to starting a business and then trying to go under or be represented by a billionaire business who they'll steal your ideas in a minute too. That's one reason why with my candles I will not they are not going under. Nope, nope, never. Never. No. It's like I don't know, like I know even with, well, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but a lot of you guys need to read the contracts for the sellers that they have to sign in order to be a part of like the Amazon system and stuff. I remember, I think it was my second or third year teaching at the community college. I decided that I was going to have, like, because each semester I try to put a little bit of the marketing legal stuff in there. And so I started showing the students some of the contracts of different companies. But when I showed them the Amazon one, yeah, this was like during the semester where I focus on like fast food and the fast food culture and stuff and fast fashion. And like the students could not believe it. Oh yeah, because with my classes, I try to teach the same material, but I do it within different demographics and different ways and cultures of the different business worlds and stuff. So like I've done hotels, I've done fast food, and I've done like different levels of restaurants like in different semesters and stuff. So, but yeah, each semester I do it differently so that they, like, for one, they can't cheat because I've had students tell their friends to take my class, and next thing you know they're like, oh my, oops, yeah, this is totally different information, but oh, this is fun. And then they go back to their friends and they compare and they contrast, and then they start learning even more information because they're discussing the different ways that the information is different within the different demographics and everything. But anyway, but yeah, some students hate me because like I've literally, and this reminds me of my current bully who is just an absolute nightmare. But I've literally had students tell me that they could not stand me, and they did write a um, a rating, a low rating for me on the whole professor rateyourprofessor.com or whatever, because they said that they couldn't stand that I made them think. This is a college class, and they're mad because I'm making them think. I'm making them learn. But yeah, go back. Like, I mean, I don't know if I talk exact. I do mention that, but I haven't told the whole story. But I've talked a lot about different situations and stories of how I've had students either upset that I'm teaching them and making them learn and making them think outside the box, or I have students who loved it. And I will never forget my one student who I hope her coffee business is doing amazing. And it's like, yeah, if I can get back in contact with her, because now it's like if I can help her in just small ways, because even with my candles, I'm just like, ooh, maybe we can come together. Yeah, because like I've got a couple, yeah, I have some ideas now, and maybe we can do the packs where they get a pack of your coffee with one of my, if that gives you any ideas, guys, do what you want. But I mean, but this is how some businesses are able to, like, when they partner up. And it's like I said, it's who you know, not only what you know, because you need to know the what in order to get to the who. But anyway, it's like with this one student, she filled up, I think, like 3 or 4 notebooks, like literally 3 or 4 notebooks was filled with notes. She watched almost every single video that, and like with the articles and stuff like that, she wrote and she was just like, she can't believe, like, every time we got to a new topic or a new real life situation, she was ready. And she had, like, there was stuff where she brought back from videos prior, and I'm just like, girl, like, she slayed that class. She's like, yeah, she was one of my best in that semester because she was on her game. She was willing to learn. And yeah, but she had the heart of it, you know? And that's one reason why I enjoy teaching, and why I enjoy teaching who, like, students who welcome the opportunity of thought, because we're losing that now, especially if it lasts longer than 5 to 10 minutes. People are losing their, like, they don't want that. They just want you to tell them what they need to know. You know, to me that's boring. To me that's boring. But anyway, okay. Back to Amazon. Yeah. Yeah, because I taught, like, yeah, there was certain semesters where I get to that them as a company as a topic, and whew, it's like when South Park had, like, in the series, I forgot which. Oh my gosh, they have so many seasons, but it was one with the Whole Foods, and I think it was the one with the restaurant where it's like, make sure they don't do certain stuff to the food, you know. And but then there was also the one where someone passed away in the bathroom of the Amazon, and a lot of people didn't realize that was something that happened, for real, happened. And when people were going to the bathroom to try to check up on them because they care about lives. But we have to look about at a lot of these billionaires and multimillionaires and rich people, and like the celebrities and stuff. Like, a lot of them, they don't care about lives. All lives matter, but no, they care more about the dollar than the life. And like, once you pass away, you can't help them get richer. It's like with Amazon, like, oh, we lost one, but we have to make sure these shipments go out. Like, they care more about a heartless, soulless package than they do someone that was basically bleeding out on the floor of packaging. Like, it happened again, guys. It happened. Like, South Park told you guys about this, but then Amazon keeps building more factories, and like, but it happened again, guys. And I remember, and like, one reason I brought this up is because I remember, like, I watched it, but I wasn't bringing it up, but one of my students brought it up, and they saw, like, oh, when they brought it up, they saw my eyes. I was like, ooh, ooh. And they're like, oh, you saw it. Oh, professor, you saw it, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm a South Park fan. Yeah, yeah, I saw it. And they were just like, and they were like, can we talk about it now? I'm like, we got to be careful with that one. Cause I was just like, but I was like, yes, but no. But it's like, maybe if we talk about how that, like, some of the employees are trying to unionize, but the owner is trying his best to stop it. Like, we could tie it in with that information too. Like, yeah, oh, there's so much with mm. So, but yeah, someone else passed away, and like, at least one of the employees wanted to help with the CPR and everything to try to get this person back. And this person was only, like, I think they said 40 or 41. 40 or 41. And that hit hard when I heard the age. Um, and they cared more that the shit, like, because to me, like, some people are like, yeah, right, if you're a billionaire, you do the same thing. No, I actually have a heart. Because with me, I would be like, you know what? Nope, stop, 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 stop. And I would be telling PR, write a note in the packages, because I was just like, I'd be like, okay, let the workers, like, first, let the workers help this person stay alive. Let's get this person together. Let's do our best so that we're not losing somebody, because this is somebody's son. some, maybe possibly a father or an uncle, cousin, if like who, like this is somebody. And like it seems like the owner cared more about packages than a human being. And the fact that like they kept telling the employees, turn around, don't look, or keep working, or keep focusing on the packages and things like that. Like I was saying, like if I was the owner, I would just tell the PR, like, okay, like first, let the employees like do what they got to do to save the life. And then, like, either way, it's like emergency room, or if he passes away or whatever, let them go home early, you know, and like have HR call, like check up on them, see how they are, whatever. And some people are like, you wouldn't do all this. Like, you don't know me. It's like when I was a teacher, you did not know, like, I had a student who it was right when COVID started. It was like in the middle of the semester. I noticed, like, because this was right before the shutdown though. It's like I noticed one of my students who's been coming every single week all of a sudden wasn't there. And then I noticed he wasn't doing his check-ins and everything. I was like, this is really odd. So then I contact the student, I think twice, and next thing I know, I'm like, oh, he's in the hospital with COVID. And I end up talking to his, like, because he could hardly talk. I don't like it got pretty bad. And so I was the one, like, I'm teaching the student virtually, like over the phone, like once he got better. And it's like, and like the mom is like, she asked permission to write notes for him. And it's like, you do not know what all I did to make sure my students learned. You have no idea all, like, um, I'm telling on myself, but I mean, sometimes when people didn't have a babysitter, I have teamwork. I have partners, and it's like, so when people need the babysitters, but the babysitters bail, but then they can't come to class, or like, yeah, at the school they're like, do it virtually. Like, okay, it's called group. Like, so yeah, let's just say that's a rule that kind of, yeah. Anyway, because like it's and I always brought snacks, coloring books, and things like I tried to, and but or like I let, like, it was, yeah. Let's just say it's like it was really like each time, well, at least majority of the times, it ended up being really, really cool. Like one of the little girls, she was like, after she was done with that Happy Meal, she was like, I'm ready. Let's go home. So I was like, okay, your group goes first. Okay, now go home. Take her home. So, but anyways, yeah. I do what I do for my students, and so because I want them to get as much information. I don't want them being a parent stopping them from their future goals. That's one thing I'm not going to do. But okay, with the HR, I would have asked them to call, and with PR, I would have had them like write and print out like little cards to be put in each package saying, if this package is later than you expected, we apologize, but we had a emergency, or like a vital situation that that happened at the warehouse that was out of our control, and et cetera, et cetera. Like that's how I would have handled it, because especially since we have so many people who say all lives matter, I would hope that they would be like, you know what, if someone was injured at the plant, or if someone was at risk of dying or died or something like that, like, I understand why my package is a day late. It's like I care more about the life than I do a value, like a material valuable thing, like whatever. And so, like, you would think people would be like empathetic, sympathetic, compassionate about that. But with capitalism and with how Amazon has been like, oh, like one day shipping and this and that, and you get this, and it's like they've done so much that so many other companies can't compete, which has allowed them more power and allowed them more strategy in order to, well, in my opinion, corrupt Like, just, yeah, anyway, I have a lot of thoughts. But then you find out that the employees were not paid for that shift. They let them go home early, and they said, don't worry, you're going to get paid, but they were not paid. And then if they need time, Amazon said, yeah, you can get unpaid time off. Hold up, what? Unpaid? Like, you literally forced a group of people to continue working with someone passing away on the floor at the facility right behind them. I can't even say in front of them because they kept saying turn around. Hmm. But look at the treatment. I'm probably going to do a part two on this, but I will never, like I've told you guys, I will never forget this debate that I had during COVID streaming with this guy named Zach. Oh, I don't have anything. Like, he probably can't stand me either. But I take that as a compliment because with the things we disagreed with, he disgusts me because he was like, who gives a F about minimum wage? Who cares about this? Who cares about the money? He's like, but someone who grows 420 all throughout the house, they don't have to have a job. They've never, oh, he brags about not paying taxes. It's like he doesn't live within the capitalism of this. Like, he has the power within his own house of his own money structure. So, but yeah, I will never forget. Like, he was like, and then the Republican people listening to his stream after would write me saying how dumb I am because I care about minimum wage and I must be a poor, like, oh, and yeah, the same, yeah. It's funny how many Republicans are like, I don't know why or where they're like, oh, you're a poor. What? Okay, no, okay, let's use the English language because you do not know how many of them would call me a poor. And it's like you could say you are poor and things like that, but I am like, no, that someone is not poor, like, of a poor, like, you're not, that's not who you are. Like, because like I have a handicap. I am not just, I have a disability. It's like I am disabled, but that's not all I am. But some people, they kind of label like you're a poor, like that's all you are, that's all your entity and stuff. So I don't know. It's just, yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a part two because like when I think about the whole money and the capitalism and the wages and just the outright injustice, it's because even last week when I was going to do an episode on when that factory got burnt up by that man, oh, he knew what he was like. He knew exactly where the paper plates were, where the napkins were. He knew where every paper product was. He was ready. He met, like, part of me, I'm like, did you take a map of where the products are home? So that, like, and just like plan it out like you're like an army general. Like, what in the world? Like, cause I mean, he just quickly just like bam, 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 fire, like this on fire, that on fire. Like, what? Mind blown. But it was because of wages and the injustice and the treatment, and especially when you think about millennials and zennials. It's like in the housing market, like all the way back near the beginning of my channel, I interviewed this really great author, which I want to talk to her again, especially about the updates with the real estate market and everything. But talking about her book, because she wrote about the injustices of real estate, especially like within nationalities and race, especially African American community. And it's just like now I really wonder, like, with millennials and zennials and the wages and everything like that. And just yesterday, I heard about the guy who, like, tried to throw that cocktail arsenal thing at that AI billionaire's house or whatever. millionaire or billionaire. I think he's a billionaire, but so many people want to uplift and praise the billionaires. But then when you look at how they are billionaires, so many of them have done unjust things in order to be billionaires. There's heart like, and because I've been thinking a lot more about Oprah lately, which I might do. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to be doing some research on her because, especially if she hired, in my opinion, two of the biggest jerks to be on national TV to promote and just to like, I, oh, these men, Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz, these like, I wonder like if they are like, I think they're narcissistic, especially with their attention grubbing and just, especially Dr. Phil. Like to me, he's just a, like, in my opinion, he's a bigot. No one will ever be able to change my mind. He's a bigot. Like with some of the stories and some of the things that he's said and done, and then especially now with like ICE and things like that. Bigot. Yeah. So, but it's just these rich men people looked up to, followed, and did what they did, especially even with Dr. Oz and some of the medical advice. But then years later, when Congress, I believe, was interviewing him, and he admitted that some of it was just for clout. Some of it was just so people would buy the items because I guess he got like a little bit of the change. It was like kind of like affiliate marketing and stuff. Or I don't know what was in the contract, but it was kind of like that. It sounded like that kind of vibe. But they, like Amazon wrote something, I guess, a week later about this 40-year-old person that passed away. And they said that they have like offered resources for the family. But after, like, if I found out that they, like, a worker who could have saved him, the manager or whoever, whatever the position, told them to just no, keep working, I would be livid. I would be frustrated because if there was a slight chance, even if it was just for 1 or 2 more days, those 1 or 2 more days, the family could have went to the hospital and said goodbye at least, and held their hand and showed love and just said like, please, like, we don't want you to pass away alone. But they Amazon didn't care. Like they let him pass away on the floor, like almost basically, like one, I think one person was, until they got tired. And I want to tell that person thank you so much. Like, I have no idea who this person is that passed away, but I want to, like, not all heroes wear capes, and we need more people like that person. And they deserve a medal, they deserve a promotion, they deserve a check, they deserve something, in my mind, in my opinion. Because like when people say all lives matter, no, they only mean if it, like, they want us to make more employees. They want women to birth more employees so that they can have more people to keep them billionaires. It's like that's why when you listen to Elon Musk mother when she did that speech of a few months ago, several months ago, about, yeah, you may not be able to go to the movies, you may not be able to do this, but yeah, it's like after like a while it's going to be worth it. Yeah, but if you can't pay your bills, and I mean especially Alabama, the electricity, yeah, remember Biden was helping. Yeah, anyway, I'll talk about that in another episode. Yes, I'm petty, I'm very petty. But yeah, I'm going to talk about this in another episode because with everything going on, especially with billionaires and their egos, and they just want us to have more babies to help them stay rich. Thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.